Hi, Hannah.
Hi,
Thank you so much.
of course.
I wanted to ask and build actually on what Tom spoke about. I'm going to do something that I wasn't expecting to do, but I'm going to do it because you've inspired me to do it. I was diagnosed with ADHD 3 weeks ago, so it's very new, and I'm processing it. And it's a very bizarre diagnosis for me as an adult because it resonates hugely. All the symptoms are very familiar to me and have been all my life. But to now have that label, I was fascinated by what you said
Mm.
because in your work and as a performer myself, I've had thousands of awkward moments on stage, and people love it. You know, they love it when things go wrong on stage. So I love that dichotomy that you talked about. But I'm really curious about your work with that neurodiverse.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know even what to call it, but
Sure.
people, humans,
Sure.
right? And whether or not you find that you are able to uh, whether you are able to find a different kind of language even
Mm-hmm.
for them, or if you're even conscious of that, or is it
Mm-hmm.
exactly the same no matter who you're dealing with? I hope that's clear enough as a question. It's very
It
wordy.
is. Yeah,
Okay.
it is. And I think one of the bravest acts of courage is to know when things are in your lane and when they're not. So I'll say specifically in the research for this book, I did not deeply study neurodivergent populations. What I think maybe is sort of the subtext of the question is there are some social challenges that can definitely affect neurodivergent populations very, very differently. And so, in that context, just more wearing my executive coach hat, to me, the opportunity lies with building understanding, awareness, and psychological safety amongst the teams and the people that work with them. I have several friends who my sister and her daughter are ADHD. And what I've come to learn is they're both brilliant. I mean, brilliant and learn and process very differently than I do. And so to give her her best chance of success and feeling, especially my niece is a little bit, tougher in social situations, certain environments help her thrive. And so for that situation, I think there's some specific environmental things that we can address. Now, this does not speak to traditional neurodivergency, but I wanted to just touch on the identity piece. So I remember about a year ago, my therapist said, Henna, did anyone ever tell you that you deal with like a low hum level of anxiety? And I'll tell you, I had a very visceral reaction to that. I'm not proud of this, but I had a very visceral reaction. I said, "What are you talking about?" Because in my head, anxiety was something that was people struggled with anxiety. And I'm someone who generally perceives myself as an optimist, positive person. I can get through things without difficulty. And I remember she said to me, Henna, do you feel like you're always on? And I was like, yes. Why are you asking? Right. She goes, that's what I mean. I said, you're just constantly, you don't let yourself completely relax. You rarely let yourself go to pure reset. You're always on. You're always waiting to catch the next ball. You're always at this like level of preparedness, like a dog who's constantly on edge. And when she said that, two things happened. First, I realized that that word as an identity was something that I had created an entire story about in my head, what that represented. And second, she was right. She was right. I am always on. And that gave me some new language to think about how I might like to improve my performance habits and some of my day to day behaviors to better support the type of career and life that I wanted to build. And so, to Isabel, I would say with a relatively new diagnosis, I'm sure that means a lot of things to you right now. But, I hope that maybe with time and with a little bit more exploration, there's a deep relief and understanding and awareness and how this may support your goals and even behaviorally how you might be able to help others support you. But I know that's tough when it's new.
Thank you so much.